8 NBA players who could have went pro in another sport. Before we start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Slam Dunk Central. When you make it to the professional level in any sport, it means you're a gifted athlete. It shouldn't surprise you that many players who have found success in the NBA also excel in different sports. Let's take a look at few elite NBA stars who could have pursued a pro career in a different league. Number 1. Dwyane Wade, football. There are other NBA players who play football too. Similar to his friends and former teammates, Dwyane Wade also played wide receiver in high school. It wasn't until his junior year in high school that Wade earned regular time on the varsity basketball court. He had worked hard on improving his ball handling skills, and he also grew 4 inches. Number 2. Luol Deng, soccer. Luol Deng was born in Sudan and grew up in Egypt and England. From early on, he played soccer and believed he would one day go pro. Deng told ESPN, "I always wanted to be a soccer player. That was my first love. I played midfield and striker. Soccer was what I wanted to do, but I had this growth spurt where I became taller than everyone." When Deng was 14 years old, he was invited to try out for England's U15 soccer team. Being called up was a great honor, but around that time I also got called up for England's basketball team. It had to be one or the other, and Deng chose basketball. After there was no going back.
Used to play soccer, still kind of played a little bit, but not as much. But played soccer growing up before basketball.
Deng still enjoys following soccer and kicks the ball around for fun. Number 3. Karl Anthony Towns, baseball. The Minnesota Timberwolves spent the first pick of the 2015 NBA draft on the Karl Anthony Towns, seizing the dynamic big man out of Kentucky. But before his college days, Towns was a youth baseball player in Piscataway, New Jersey. As Towns told Pigs 11, J-Do, "I quit basketball in 7th grade to be a baseball star, playing in Piscataway All-Star League, Babe Ruth, and AAU.
Right now, to achieve one of my dreams when I was growing up was to be an MLB player and pitch on an MLB mound."
It also held that his dad was a baseball coach, but Towns' baseball ability speaks to his natural athleticism and coordination. Number 4. Leonardo Barbosa, soccer. For Brazilians like Leonardo Barbosa, there is soccer, followed by substantial chasm, followed by all other sports. Growing up in Sao Paulo, the Golden Star Warriors guard raised on a steady diet of sports club Corinthians, the city's sub-diverse and widely popular soccer club. As Barbosa told Boston.com's Frank Del Apa, "My father was a Corinthiano, and from the time I was born, we had the bandera of the team, and we went to Pacaembu Stadium. Even though many Corinthians players are my friends, Sheik is a great friend, a super amigo. We are always together." But Barbosa balanced basketball and soccer growing up, and he found that the skills transformed over. "I always talk about soccer and basketball in terms of vision and facilitating passes and how that happens. At the same time, you get the timing, you gauge distance, the angle of passes, when to defend, when to attack. You learn a lot from soccer and it makes basketball easier. In fact, if it weren't for soccer honing his court vision, Barbosa might never have cracked the NBA. Number 5. Charlie Ward, football, baseball. It rarely happens, but after winning the 1933 Heisman Trophy as a quarterback at Florida State, Ward was not drafted by the NFL team. After having made it clear he would not play in the NFL if he wasn't selected in the first round, teams passed on him as a liability later in that 94 draft. He was however drafted by the New York Knicks in the second round of the NBA draft that year, so hoops in the way he went. His career spent mostly in New York was a relatively productive one, but his abilities in football make him one of the better all-around athletes ever. Number 6. Will Chamberlain, track, volleyball. Chamberlain's scholarship of the University of Kansas wasn't just for basketball, it was for track and field as well. He set Pennsylvania's high school record for the shot put and 100-meter hurdles, as he also won 3 straight Big 8 high jump titles. After his basketball career was done, he played 5 years for the Seattle Shammers of the International Volleyball Association, where he dominated just as well as he did in basketball. Number 7. Matt Barner's, football. Back when he attended Del Campo High School in Sacramento, California, Memphis Grizzlies forward Matt Barnes was a star on both the basketball and football teams. As noted by the Los Angeles Times, Marks Medina, the school retired his jersey in 2011 to honor the young man who compiled All-American, All-State, All-CIF, All-City, and All-Leagues honor during his both prep basketball and football days. Even once he had become an NBA player, Barnes still contemplated playing pro football in 2006, having his agent put out feelers to NFL teams for a tryout when he had not yet signed an NBA contract that summer. The Golden State Warriors eventually snapped him up for the session, and 9 years later Barnes is coming off 3 seasons as a useful role player with the Los Angeles Clippers. Now his time on the gridiron is limited to celebrity flag football and Snoop Dogg. Number 8. Pat Connaughton, baseball. Another 2015 NBA draftee comes at least partly from a basketball background, but his talents on the pitching mode are perhaps too strong for his current NBA team's liking. The Brooklyn Nets selected Notre Dame's Pat Connaughton with the 41st pick and subsequently traded his rights to Portland Trail Blazers, with whom he signed a 3-year contract. The only issue is that Connaughton is also part of the Baltimore Orioles farm system, having debuted in 2014 with a single-A Aberdeen Ironbirds, throwing a fastball that reportedly touched 96 miles per hour. Understandably, Blazers general manager Neil Olshey is less than thrilled by the prospect of Connaughton trying to play 2 professional sports, which he told NBA.com Lance Thompson is not happening, at least not right now. The conversation we had with Pat prior to all of this was, you are an NBA player now. Being an NBA player is not a part-time job. The time when Pat would be going to play basketball is a time when you are working on your game and getting better. You see how valuable July is. During the development phase, when you are a second-round pick in the NBA and you have ways to go to have a translatable skill set in our league, you need summer league. Now look, if he gets into the second contract down the road and that is something he wants to pursue, then that can be a discussion point. To quote Jim Carrey, so you're telling me there's a chance. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.